Hello, I'm Michel Custeau.
And my name is Cristopher McIntyre.
And today we're going to present the influential researchers from the early ages of computational and intelligent machines. So throughout the century, the great inventors, the creators, they came from all different types of backgrounds and time periods to create this great machine we now call the computer.
So the first two individuals we're going to be talking about are Charles Babbage and Lady Lovelace. So Charles Babbage is most known for creating the difference engine that was used to calculate logarithmic and trigonometric tables, essential for navigation. He used one machine instead of what people were trying to do, was use 80 people. And after the success, he decided to make a new machine called the analytical engine that would be able to do the same thing, except it would be able to tabulate functions. So Ada became very fond of this machine. She started following Babbage around and was actually the first person to realize how to program that machine. It was all theoretical, right? And sadly they died before the machine was actually invented or made.
Alright, so we're going to talk about John von Neumann. Basically, just like Babbage, he was a polymath and a great character in computing. One of his biggest inventions was something we call game theory. Now, game theory is the mathematics artificial intelligent computers use to basically beat humans at games like chess. It uses this tool we call game trees. It shows different types of moves one player can make throughout the game, and it can show many different types of outcomes for a game. Another big invention from John von Neumann was the von Neumann architecture, still used in computers today. It is composed of three key components: the memory unit, the CPU, and an intersection between both components.
Alright, another very important individual is Alan Turing. So Alan Turing wrote many papers, such as this one right here on computing numbers with an application to the Essendig's problem, where he explains his Turing machine that is made up of a band and a head, and the band has squares where you could put variables inside, and all of that creates kind of like whatever you want. It's kind of like to program a machine. And this was very essential during World War II when the government, British government, found a machine, the Enigma, that was that was made by the Germans to encrypt messages. Thanks to Turing and his machine, they were able to decrypt all these messages. And Alan Turing also created this idea that is now known as the Turing test, where you put one person in a room and you put a computer in another room and another person in another room. And if the first person, while communicating with both, can't distinguish between the two, that means the computer can think.
Another big inventor was Heidi Lamar. Throughout her whole career, the media are mostly focused on her looks and her acting career, when really she was mostly proud of her scientific legacy. She lived a very troubled life. She struggled with a serious meth addiction and started very controversial erotic films, such as Ecstasy that we see right here. Another big, her biggest invention was something we call the secret communication system. She invented it with a composer during the World War II, and it helped basically pave the way to something we now call Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, something very important for computing. Another big character in computing was John McCarthy right here. John McCarthy pioneered the field of artificial intelligence. His lifelong goal was basically to create a program that could have beliefs, emotions, just like humans basically. Another big invention was the Lisp programming language. It uses basically something we call recursion, which is basically a mathematical function inside a function, inside a function, inside a function, inside a function.
Alright, we've come a long way from where we were a few centuries ago. You can see in this chart that in 1984, only 8.2% of households actually contained computers in them. And in 2016, that number went all the way up to 89.3%. Wow. These are amazing numbers, and it's all thanks to these individuals and the work they put into it.
Thank you.